Hello everybody, it's Linda and I am back to share this not so very mini album with you. It is 8.5 across by 11.5 tall, so you can use 12 by 12 sheets. The reason why I kept this album so big is because I use this paper from Tim Coffey. It's what's it called? Foliage paper pad. I don't know if I said that correctly, but so if you'd like to purchase the same stack, you know what to look for. So the prints in this stack is really like bold and beautiful, and it's, you know, large flowers, large images to cut, and I just love that paper. It is gorgeous. But you know how sometimes you find like gorgeous papers, but you need images, you know, to go with the papers to build scenes and everything for your albums. If you're, you know, you want to make that kind of an album. And this is definitely that kind of an album. I've built up scenes with layers and layers of fussy cuts and images and stuff. So I needed some images, and I went for the fairy images that you see here, and I found them in an Etsy shop. It's digital downloads, so you know you can just download them to your computer and print them. I've printed them on matte printer paper, or like a little bit heavyweight printer paper to make it more sturdy, the images. And also I have colored them in, because you know, okay, so you find your perfect image and you know you want to use it, and it just doesn't match the colors. If you have images that are not so strongly colored, you can, you know, color them in by hand. Otherwise, I guess you would use digital tools to color your images. But I do not speak digital fluently, so I stick to my colored pencils. So let me show you my favorite pencils to color images. And this is also images from pattern papers that I want to change the color to. It is these pastel pencils from Derwent. They are awesome. Okay, just let me show you how I can change the color of an image to match my project. So I've printed out this fairy, and let's change the color. So I'm using the red pencil, and what you'll see is I will go around the edges, you know, as you would if you color a, what do you call them? Stamped image or a digital image stamp. And what is so great about these pencils, look here, okay? Look the strong color that you get. But when you just rub your finger over, it blends perfectly into the papers. It is awesome, guys. And because these are pencils, you get a huge amount of control compared to using chalks with, you know, those little sponges. You know, it's not that easy to control, and you can just lay it down pretty generously and then just rub your finger over it and it will blend. And then what you need to add more color to, you just do, and then you don't blend that much. And if you need to highlight some areas, they come with a white, so you can go in with the white. And for the wings, that's awesome. Also, if I'm, you know, afraid that I will color it too dark, then I will go with the white pencil first, just smear it a little, and then go over it with the darker color afterwards, you know, in there, and just drag it out like so. You know, it's awesome. It's beautiful. So that's what I use, the Derwent color pencils. And then when I'm done coloring my image, I will cut it and I will go around the edge. What I use to go around the edge is either the Zig Writer here in black, and I would use this end here and get into the nooks and crevices, because when you have cut your image, it doesn't really look nice, at least not in my opinion, with the white edges that shows. So it can be nice to just go around it with a black pen. And for the larger lines, of your cut, you can use this, because this has got a chiseled edge. I think that's what this is called, right? The shape here. So then you just place that edge of your paper in sort of like the middle, and you can just run it down, and it just stays very easily. As to this, compared to this, which has got the round edge, it is a little bit more difficult to stay, you know, on the edge of the paper, especially if you go like this, you know, put it to the side, then it's a little bit better. Okay, so that's that. I just wanted to show you again. Let me show you Derwent pastel pencils. You need them if you do a lot of coloring of images, and if you want to change the colors of the images in your paper pads or on your digital downloaded images. So let's get back to the album. The cover in this album is made from heavyweight chipboard, and the cover pieces there, I cut 3 pieces: the front, the back, or the spine and the back, and they're just glued together using this duct tape. And the pages are made out of cardstock, and the pockets are made out of cardstock, and my cardstock is from Basil's. So the pages, I decorated them one by one, and the binding method I used, I learned from Anne Zanero1 here on YouTube. So thank you so much, Anne, for teaching us. And I will link to the tutorial where you can learn this binding method in the description box below. So if you cannot see it immediately in the description box, just press show more and you will find it further down. And the binding method is such as you can, you can keep all your pages separate and decorate them and everything, and then glue them down once you have finished your decorating, which I think is just brilliant. So I'm going to use this binding method again for sure. So thank you so much, Anna. So I just wanted to share that with you all. The skies in this scene, this is fairyland, and I just wanted it to look really like a fairy tale, really. And so I cut these flowers. These are cut from the paper, and I just edged them with a black pen, and I just layered them up here to form the clouds of the scene. So I knew after a long time of thinking and back and forth, I knew I just wanted to have some like really huge mushrooms on the front page, and I didn't have the size. So what I did was I cut out some from the paper, and I just enlarged it. I darkened the color, to get it a little bit darker, and then I enlarged it. I doubled it in size, and I printed it a couple of times, and so I layered it. I just cut this little window by hand, freehand cut, and this too, and I just put it on because, to make them look like little houses. And I used a lot of pop dots and stuff to get the dimension. I don't know if you can really see how dimensional it is. And I tore layers of papers, which I painted. I used brown cardstock, Basil cardstock, and I put this very flexible texture paste on top. And the texture paste here is just dabbed on. This is just smooth like so, because I'm going to run this through my embossing folders to get like fun wooden structure patterns and stuff. But what I used for this looked like this once it was dry, and as you can see, very flexible and very easy to cut with your scissors into shapes or tear, and I just painted it using regular acrylic paint and got the shades that I wanted. I wanted brown behind here. I just made some green here, and when I had my layers and I had placed my mushrooms and I placed my little fairies, and then I just wanted, to make the rocks. So the rocks are made from, what do you call it? Polymer clay? Yeah, polymer clay. And my polymer clay was pretty old and pretty dried up, so it cracked very nicely. And I did not, if you net it enough, in your hands or using a pastel machine, you will get it all smooth, but I didn't want that. So I kept some of the cracks and stuff because these are supposed to be rocks. And then I just made them, and I placed them onto the paper before baking them in the oven, because you have to bake polymer clay to get it hard. And when I had stones placed where I wanted them, I just took the picture of it and I removed them very carefully. I put them in the oven and I baked them for the time that says on the package. And after that, I just sprayed them with some distress stains, but you could also use just pure black acrylic paint and just water it down a little and just brush over your stones and then wipe it off so that they don't become all black, but the crooks and crevices, they become black. And then you just water your acrylic down and you just wash over it, you know, with lots of water and acrylic paint, and just give it a wash until you're happy with the color of your stones, right? And then I just put the thing back together and I placed the rocks and I glued them down. And when you glue down things that you know are really dimensional and not paper, you would want to use either glossy accents or E6000. I used E6000 to put down these rocks here. And after that, I had some Flower Soft, and I put Flower Soft. I don't know if you can actually see the Flower Soft here and, you know, down there and here, just because it looks like moss and it gives another extra texture and touch to the mini album. And also, again, I have some clouds behind this hill here, flower clouds though. And as you can see, I have layered my mushrooms. So there is the bottom layer, but there is a cut layer here, and this is layered, and this is layered on top. So that is the front of the mini. I kept the back plain so that I don't destroy it when it's lying down. And here is the side. So opening it, here is the first page. And this is cut from the paper, or it's a die cut from the paper collection. I am not sure about this bird. I think maybe it's a die cut. But this birdhouse was cut from the collection. I made the stem, or the, you know, the tree trunk that's holding this birdhouse, I made from the same type of paper that I used for these and for this. So it's paper that I added texture paste to and painted. Same thing down here, the layers here. And these are just fussy cuts and layers from the paper line. And I just made really easy, quick and easy tags for this. And I used the paper from Prima, this pad here from Finnabair, and some cardstock. And to not make the page go completely dizzy, I just use this side up. And you can tuck this, you know, it goes behind everything here. So that's that page. And again, one of the little fairies from that download. And here is another one, and I placed him in the center of this flower, and this flower are layered. You have the back layer here, you have one layer here, this is another, and the center of the flower, and here sits the fairy. So there is a pocket behind it, so you can tuck a tag in there, and it opens to show you another cute little fairy, you know, sitting in a field of flowers. I really love those fairies. They are super cute and they make this album so pretty, I think. So as you can see here, really lots of dimension, and I went around the edges with black on all of the images. And here is a pocket on this tag, and this is the tag pull, and this goes behind here. So there are plenty of pockets in this album, so that there are room for pictures. But I don't know if there will ever come pictures in this, but anyway, it was a lot of fun to make. So, and here is like a blue scene And look at this, isn't it gorgeous? I just, you know, I don't think this is gorgeous because of the job that I have done. I think it's gorgeous because of, you know, who cannot make gorgeous things with these wonderful papers and images. It's just lends itself to build the scenes. And just look at this little bird sitting perched here on his little birdhouse. And these are actually Spellbinder's die cuts. I just cut out some of the pattern paper with this die to get some leaves to trail up there. And I have tried to make it so that the scene looks nice even with the flap closed, but when you open it, you discover that there's more to it. So made a tree again with this texture paste, which is brilliant to use for tree trunks and stuff. And the little bird is perched here, and there is a fairy sitting on this little tree trunk here, and a butterfly and a mushroom, some layers of paper, and this little fairy. And these flowers are really layered, and you can put things here. It is a pocket. Okay, I haven't put down tags everywhere where you actually can, but you can also behind here. So there's a pocket in here. Okay, so on every page I think there is a pocket. So as you can see here, the scene, at least in my opinion, it works with the flap closed, but if you open it, it still works, because I have set him into the nest here, and I've set him on a mushroom here. So I think that was so brilliant. And there are pretty many layers to the bird and to the branches, and I just think it's beautiful. And she's sitting down here, and there is a pocket here. So you see, you can add tags, and here is also a pocket that goes down there. And there's a little bird again with the trees and some mushrooms. And these are fussy cut from the paper. And all the flowers and these things here, they are also fussy cut from the paper. You know, it's just these that are digital images. And some things will be from the die cuts from the collection. So that's that scene. And here you have like a pink and red and yellow. And the girl is so cute, and there are mushrooms, and here is a little fence. And as you can see again, you can actually stick something under here. This though is glued down. And when you open it, you open this way, and you see here is another scene. And I've made some ladders so that the little girl can climb out on top of the mushroom and further up to the branch of the tree. And on top here is another scene where there's a bird cage. This is a Tim Holtz bird cage, and this chain here is a chain punch from EK Success that I just used to hang the bird cage. And there's a bumblebee or a bee, and just some leaves, and quite dimensional. So that's that. And this page, you have the little boy sitting here, and this opens. I put Velcro here, so you can put a picture in here, and there is also a pocket behind here for pictures. So this holds closed, and then you can flip this up and discover this little girl that's sitting here on this little birdhouse, and you can see some branches, some leaves. These are also the Spellbinder's die, these leaves here. And the flowers are layered, and again there's a bird flying up here. It's also layered and colored, you know. So that's that page. And then we have this page here. And I don't know if you can see the little boy resting. And this is a nice example of how I have changed the color of an image, okay? I used the same little kit, and I just flipped him so that he's sitting this way in this image. And here he's got more of his original colors. I have just put in some green here. But this I made in blue, you know, to blend in with the flower, because the little fairies, they like to hide behind the flowers or in between the flowers, and gives them a little bit of camouflage. So here you can open this. I did not glue down this stem here, so that's loose, so that you can open it, and you will see another scene here. And here I put a tag behind her and behind the fence down there. The fence is a La La Land die, I think, that I got from Anna. Thank you so much, Anna. There is a little bird again, and this is a pocket here, and there is a pocket in here. So that's that page. And here is another pocket, and this opens. And here you can see there is an egg falling out of the nest, and she's ready to catch it. And again, you have a pocket behind here, like so. And these mushrooms and flower forms a pocket here. So here is the sunflower page. I have a tag behind here, and the large sunflower here, I just glued down this bug on that leaf, and this is layered, layers and layers and layers, and it opens like this. So you can actually glue a picture behind the sunflower. And here you have, this is the only image that's from some other kind of a download, because I just love the way she flies and the butterflies and the bubble and everything. So I just wanted to keep her there and put her in the scene. So she's sitting on a mushroom, and there are layers, and yeah, that's that page. Here I just cut some hearts, which I dangled, and here again there is a heart. Whoops, her face has come bent. Here's a heart falling from the tree, and she's ready to catch it. So she's standing on this. So there's, like you see, a large pocket behind here, and I made this dimensional, so it's not glued down on the paper, but it's popped up on pop dots. And then the last, there is a little ladybug sitting on the mushroom, and a fairy, and a tag here, layers and layers and layers on that flower. Don't know if you can see it. And the last page is just a huge pocket. It's a fussy cut from the paper that forms a pocket. Oh, and if you wonder, this is just a stamp down there. It's from some fairy stamps that I got a long time ago. So yeah, that concludes the mini. I hope you like it. I hope you're inspired. And you know, if you don't want to make like the whole album like this, you can just, you know, print out the fairies, do a little bit of layering, a little bit of cutting, and make a really beautiful album for a little boy or a little girl to keep their pictures in. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I thank you so much for your kind comments. I truly, truly appreciate them all. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and happy crafting. Take care. Bye-bye.